Class in session. Continuing on, this is going to be part 2 of the Nicole Kessinger police interview. She's she was having an affair with Chris Watts while he was married, and she's a really, and you go to the part 1, you got to watch that first. But she's a really cool girl. We really like her, and so anything that people think is negative criticism, it's not. She's an awesome person. She's not a suspect in this. Chris Watts murdered his pregnant wife and 2 kids, took out his family, and a lot of people thought it was because he was in love with her, which it possibly could be. That could possibly be a motive. One of the main themes you're going to see in this, and there's so many gems that we learn because we're doing this to learn about, female nature and the private side, is Chris Watts was much more into the relationship than she was. You never, as a man, want to be more into the relationship. You never want to be more relationship focused than the woman. Men value freedom, and women women are attracted to guys that value their freedom. Women don't want to feel like your love is easily obtained. So anyway, we'll go ahead and watch this and see what other gems we can learn.
Like kind, very kind.
So, no sense that this guy had a temper or was aggressive, or he never lost his mind and yelled and said crazy stuff or anything like that. Okay.
No.
So can we just kind of go back to your relationship? You said you guys had a lot in common. What was that?
Oh, I mean, like, we're both really into fitness. I think that's important. It's a lifestyle. Both of us.
Facts. And yes, and she valued that from him. And that was one of the things the ones right there, guys. She's attracted to a man who's into fitness. And Chris Watts had just gotten into fitness. He was, really starting to, get his physique going, and she liked it. And to find a woman that's into fitness, it is a lifestyle. She is 100% correct, and it's good for relationships.
Healthy, so I think that was important as well. He's like a total gearhead. He likes cars a lot, and I don't know nearly as much about them, but it's always been something that I've been pretty interested in, so we definitely talk about stuff like that.
She just generally liked him, so this is the thing, and I don't know if she understands this, because women are so subconscious, and I mean that by they're so adept at their psychological game, and that's a respect thing, and they just do stuff like, they're so on point with their psychological stuff. Yeah, I mean, so she likes him, so she's really into him, so but not to a like an obsessive point. Now Chris Watts is kind of into her obsessively, but and they've only known each other 6 weeks sexually, so it's all new. So yeah, she's going to, anything that he likes, she's gonna like. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna think it's cool. When a woman doesn't like you, I mean, you could like the coolest thing in the world, and she's gonna be like, oh my god, that's it's just the way it works. That's why you only want to deal with women that have high interest in you.
And I guess he was always willing to like learn new stuff, and vice versa. Like, I like to travel a lot, and it's not something that he's done a lot.
A woman that likes to travel? God. Every dating app profile. Like to travel.
I'm like really interested in what I had to share with him and vice versa. So even if it wasn't something that we originally had in common together, it was just like, hey, I respect what you have to say, and vice versa.
So you guys...
He was getting banged a lot, so he's willing to listen.
Yin yang. You got along pretty well.
Very well.
And no time, he never gave any indication
None.
that he was having issues. So during your guys' dating time, did you guys spend most of the time at your place?
Always.
Okay, always at your place.
Or we'd go out, but I told Mark yesterday, he asked me if I went over there, and I told him about one time that I went over to that house. I've been to that house.
She went over to Chris Watts' house, but yeah, they're at her house. They're banging. That's their primary, that's that right now, at least, and that's the way it should be. They're highly attracted to each other, but she's not saying it, and the cop did probably not. They're banging a lot at her house.
twice, but it was very, very brief, and it was not like an extended stay.
And this is a gem. I mean, we women. I got standards. Da, 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 da. She is going to a married man's house, and when they like you, they don't care. I'm telling you, when a woman really likes you, they are awesome soldiers. They are awesome subordinates. They are awesome submissive soldiers, and they love to be helpers to you. And she doesn't care he's married. She's going into married man's house, you know, and she's banging him, and he's still currently married. Regardless of the fact that he's lying to her, of course, saying he's about to get separated, but he's not. He's not. There's no separation going on. There's no separation talks. He's telling her that, but there's not. So that's Chris Watts' own fault. But again, he's married. Regardless of you call it separate or not, the woman's living. Chris Watts' wife they live together in a very nice house. So, and she's in it. So when a woman really likes you, this is what they do.
Feel comfortable there, or like I just didn't want to be there. It's not my life. Like that was somebody else's life and somebody else's existence, and I respect that. That's their space. And
correct.
So I used to tell him, "Well, come to my house because this is
correct." Yeah, and it's her space, and she wants to bang when she bangs. She wants to feel comfortable.
This is our space. This is my space. And so for me, out of respect, just for like whatever situation he had going on and the fact that it's not my home, I felt that it was better to be in my place. And I live alone. I don't have any roommates or anything, so it's pretty easy to do that.
That's nice. That's nice.
So during June and July, were you aware that his family was not? Did you meet his children?
No.
During June and July.
And he didn't ask me to.
Okay.
I didn't want to, and he didn't ask me to. Of course not. I mean, for her, it's a situationship. It's a sexual relationship. They're just fuck buddies right now. This is exactly how it should be. They're doing exactly how you should do it. Guys. Now they're talking too much. They're texting too much. I mean, trust me, Chris Watts could have gotten away with just banging and leaving, and that's how you need to do it. That sexual, building that sexual chemistry and compatibility and enjoying that intensity and passion, that's how you build relationships, 100%. Yes, it's all about the sex. Yes, you can make a girl fall in love if you bang her so good. Yes.
I mean, not that I didn't want to ever. It was just not now. It's like you're not finalized with your separation, and not only that, we've barely been dating. Like,
correct. 6 weeks.
Introduce kids to somebody new in a situation like that. That's something that takes time.
Correct.
I mean, would I have liked to?
She's not interested in a relationship right now. She's interested in having fun and banging and going out here and there. That's what she wants. She actually has to tell Chris Watts to go home and go see his kids. He's hanging around her too much. That you never want that, guys. You want the girl pining for your attention. Had this gone on much longer, she would have gotten tired of him.
Of course. That would have been a great honor for me to have somebody introduce their children into my life, but not that. It was something that was like, okay, well, let's see where we're at in 6 months. Let's see where we're at in a year. And if we're still doing this and you and me are still, happy with where we're at, and you think that this is something that is going to be long-term and is worth bringing your children into the picture, then yes, I would love to meet.
I think she's in her kind of like 26, 27-ish. She's been single her whole life. She's been a single gal, no kids, living alone. She's been having a good time. Her last relationship was 6 months. That's probably a long time for her. And keep in mind, guys, she's banging Chris Watts, and I think there's another guy, you're going to hear him later. She calls him a buddy, a best friend, that has a key to her apartment, and stays overnight or something like that. I mean, anyway, we'll get into that. But she's also on dating apps. She's on eHarmony. She says she's talked to guys but never met guys. So understand, she has probably, and I'm just going to say, it appears at least 2 dudes she's banging here, and she's on dating apps. So, that's how they roll, guys.
It's like, not right now. You are still in this situation where you're not even completely out of it, and I'm getting in it, and that's not fair for them. And that was kind of the policy that I had with him, it was just like, yes, but not yet.
So did he ask to introduce you to his children?
Not at that time.
Okay.
I think both him and I were on the same page of eventually, if things went as they should.
I understand you guys' relationship is very new and young.
6 weeks.
So, although it was short, just laying everything out helps us understand what actually was going on with him. And I might ask you a question and you're going, why the heck would he ask me that? Probably because I have information that I'm not willing to share with you, and I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to tell you. Some questions I'm going to ask you, what the heck? I want to share some information with you. Just, it protects you, it protects our investigation. So if it seems weird, there's a reason I'm asking it, and it's usually relative to what I know. So don't take offense to it. Again, it's just part of what we need to know.
Understood.
So you went to his house on 2 occasions.
Yes.
Was that recent?
No, that was like pretty early into it, and I did not like it and did not want to go back.
Do you recall where the house was?
Yeah, it's like right off the highway in Frederick.
Okay.
And part of that is reputation management, and it's good. I mean, I did not. I mean, she had, she said women know that that's not cool. You went to a married man's house. I mean, I'm just saying, like, so she's, I mean, and yeah, she probably didn't like it, you know what I mean? But maybe not to that level. She went, you know what I'm saying?
You know the streets.
I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out again if I like really had to. Like off the top of my head, no.
Do you know the street name?
No.
Okay.
I would have to like drive around in there to get there.
Okay. Did it look like anybody else lived at that house at that time?
Oh, definitely. I mean,
So is that what freaked you out?
I mean, he told me that he was living in the basement, and he said, we're separated, but we're not divorced, and we're gonna...
And here's the thing, guys. This is something you learn with this. Look at what Chris Watts is doing. And this girl's smart. She knows to a certain degree. She doesn't care is the thing. She's at a married man's house, right? He's like, I live in the basement. Where's that? Right? I mean, that could be plausible deniability, and but own it. If you're doing this, own it. Hey, look, but first of all, I wouldn't bring a woman, but you don't have to, you don't have to answer anything. You just say, hey, look, it's it's complicated, whatever. I don't want to talk about my marriage, whatever. I'm married, and it, and I'm dealing with it, whatever. I mean, but this whole charade of I live in the basement. No, Chris Watts was a legitimately married man living in a nice house. Now they were in loads of debt, and that's a whole nother story. But he's not a leader. Didn't leave his wife. His wife's overspending majorly. The house was too big. They were house broke. But my point is that Chris Watts was not talking about getting divorced. His wife was 15 months pregnant with an upcoming child. So. They were moving along as a family. Nobody was planning on getting a divorce. It's all this, and he's going through all this rigmarole. I mean, he's just, he's, stressed, and probably what led to him being so frustrated because he's telling lies constantly. He thinks he doesn't understand that this girl likes him. And guys, you do have to understand that when a girl likes you and she likes you a lot, has high interest in you, you tell her the truth. And it's called capital. If you have enough capital, if you have enough relationship capital or enough, fuck buddy capital, whatever it is that, meaning you tell her the truth and she'll stick around. If she likes you enough, she'll stick around. If she doesn't, then she didn't like you enough. But this whole, charade that Chris is doing, it's ridiculous.
To sell the house, and that was the impression that I was under, and I was under the impression that they were taking everything pretty slow with this, with like getting ready to sell the house. I mean, those are big things.
They're not they're taking it slow. They're not doing anything. They weren't selling the house. I mean, all this is, and he's having this charade with her. She's acting like she's looking for an apartment for him and asking him where, and he just is very aloof and very, it makes him, to me, and I'm sure she was losing respect. Like I said, it probably wouldn't have gone on much longer if he would have kept acting that way, because he wasn't leading nothing. He's just like, flapping in the wind. And she's like, why don't you rent a house? He's like, yeah, maybe I should rent a house. He wasn't renting a house. He wasn't moving out of his wife's house. I mean, think about that, though. Think about what turmoil you have to be in. You're telling this girl who you really like, he's really into Nicole here, and, he's acting like he's getting divorced, which he's not. I mean, that's got to be soul crushing. So I can see how, I can understand through a humane, what he did was tragic, but I'm just saying he was probably so frustrated just with everything that he broke.
So that's what I was informed. And I mean, if you think about it, this whole thing happened in a 6-week stretch. Like, it's not really that much of a time frame. So, in that sense, like, it's believable to me. Yes, I went to the house, and the first time I was there, I hung out in their like front living room. I just sat on the floor, and it was on the 4th of July. It was the morning of the 4th, and I was helping him to set up MyFitnessPal app and like track his food, his calories and stuff, because he does pretty good with the working out and stuff. And he asked me, he's like, "Can you help me just like get this dialed in?" He's like, "Yeah, I can do that."
I mean, right there, dude. I mean, as a dude, you figure it out. You know, I mean, can you help me? The helpless little, nah. And she's miss. You know, she's taking care of business. She's a take care of business kind of girl. She likes to, be in charge. But that dynamic's not going to work. That's why I say he was not leading this. He looks very feminine. He looks very extreme beta. He doesn't understand women, and we're going to see gems of lessons here where he wants her to do my fitness app. Like, dude, call customer service. Do not get a woman to be, it's just, you got to be the man. You got to be leading stuff.
So that he invited me up to the house, and I was already kind of hesitant to do it because I was like, there are other people that live here, and I just felt like it was an invasion of space. And so
it was, but you're there, and you're not that bothered because you're there. She like Chris Watts, and I guarantee they bang there.
Up there, and we just stayed in that front room, and I helped him out with that, and got him all set up with that, and then he asked me if I wanted lunch, and he grilled chicken and carrots, and then that's all he had, and I was like, okay, so we ate, and then I left.
That's a good lunch.
And then there was another day about, I can give you the date-ish. Let me look at a calendar. I think it was the weekend after my birthday.
Just a thing on the courtesy for the phone for, what was that guy's name, Don?
This gentleman, third PD. I just met him today. Do you want to do the phone?
I forgot about that.
For TPD.
It's not for them. They're doing it for us.
Yes.
We don't have the equipment with us to do it, and I asked them to do it for us. They're not involved in this investigation. He would just be a computer person. He would not be looking at any of this stuff. That would fall to myself. So keep that in mind. He's not involved in this investigation. Thornton PD has nothing to do with this, other than letting us use their facility and helping us with some electronic download. He's not going to look at your phone right now. He's going to put it on a disc and they're going to give it to me.
Gotcha. Okay. I really want to help you guys. I do. I feel like this whole thing is just...
There's going to be a lot of sexual pictures she doesn't want, I guarantee.
Be crazy regardless of whether I give you my phone or not. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. Like, it's happening. It's going to happen.
Well, the text reiterate what you've been saying all along, so it's not like...
Well, they do. That's the other thing, too.
Listen to this, though. I think there's going to be a sexual component.
Yeah,
I think you hit the nail right on the head. There's reasons why we want everything. It validates things that we know. I'm not going to come out and tell you that if you tell me something today, we'll validate it with your text messages, whether it's the ones we have now or the ones you're going to give us. Certainly.
If you want to go get him.
I want you to read this, is what I want you to do before you decide that, okay?
So the second time I went to that house, I'm not sure what day it was, but it was the weekend of the 14th.
Of August? July?
I don't know if it was the 14th or the 15th. One of those 2 days. But we had went out and we stopped there just real quick on the way back. And we were there not very long, but that time I saw a picture of his wife and one of his kids. And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, she's so beautiful. And I took a step back and I was just like, this man has a gorgeous house. He has beautiful babies. He has a beautiful wife. He has an awesome job. Like, why would he want to leave this? And I remember talking to him about it, and that was the first time that I tried to actually say, what do you think about not separating from your wife? Like, what if you really...
He wasn't, by the way.
...on this? And he had expressed to me that we've tried to work on this, and it's not working, so that is why we're separating. And I spent some time, like, just, you know, kind of, because it almost made me feel bad, where I was, like, to the point where I'm engaging in a relationship with a man who, the way he described it, is in a contractual agreement, but was not in, like, an emotional relationship with somebody.
And this is, you know, and again, that for you know, Chris Watts' sake, he shouldn't have brought her there. The reason is that, you know, she doesn't, again, she's seeing the pictures, that is not helping him. And you want to keep her out of that, you know, again, that way, you know, he's trying to tell her contractual, and she's seeing different, you know, and it will bother her, but it doesn't bother her enough for her to stop, because they keep banging.
And for me, the way I would have preferred to do this is to avoid it till that contractual agreement was also done, and he was done, and he could have approached.
But he wasn't even, you know, there was no movement. There wasn't anything going on. He's making all this up.
And I'm just had a divorce.
And women hear this all the time.
You know, maybe we could take this slow. What do you think? But instead it was, oh, we're separated and we're working on a divorce. And that is the part that I feel bad about, because I should have waited on that, and I didn't.
Well, but she doesn't need to, because she doesn't need to feel bad in a way, because we doesn't. I mean, I won't say everybody, but tons of people have done the same thing. That's the way women operate. That means she liked him. That's how much she liked him. So that's a testament to how much she liked him. She should have waited, but her feelings said no. Alpha bang, alpha F's. I want it now. I want him now. She was attracted to him. She wanted to bang him. She gonna bang him. If a woman is into you, you know, if the woman is highly interested, the hot guy in the phone cannon party, they're banging you right away. That's why, you know, there's 30 dates, 30, you know, whatever, take me here, take me there. No, you need a woman like this that's highly interested in you. That the fact he took her on a walking date, and he's married, and with kids, and she's still doing it, you know? So.
And, you know, I was just like, well, they're already there. So, you know, but then being in a house, it was just like, why?
Keep that separated, guys.
Find a way to fix this, make it work, you know? And I was like trying to push him to do it, and he seemed pretty reluctant to do it. He didn't want to. And, I don't know, we were still seeing each other fairly frequently, but I kind of like backed away so we weren't hanging out quite as much, and we were still close, but it was just like I really wanted him to try. Like I wanted to.
This is a reputation management. That nothing really changed. They were banging a lot. I mean, you know, yeah, no, nothing changed.
But he tried and it didn't work, and then he moved on. Not that, you know, they both kind of tried, and then he got himself into a situation with somebody else. And I don't know, I just thought he had a beautiful life going on, and he could have made it work. But
appearances, it's appearance, right? It appears he has, right? And, you know, she's kind of she wants to validate herself too, saying, well, just go ahead and if he chooses her, then it shows that, well, I tried. And she's being genuine, but Chris Watts was not happy with his wife. It seems like, and we'll learn on later, is that his wife kind of was the boss, wore the pants, and was running their marriage into the ground as far as finances go. They had to file bankruptcy. I think they were like $500,000 in debt. It may be worse than that, but yeah, his wife was overspending, you know, and that's a guy that doesn't have a handle on his relationship, you know, and he's gonna say, oh, I can't, you know, you're gonna see lack of leadership. You gotta lead a woman. You have to lead in your relationships.
I looked at it from the outside.
So, is this something you reflected on since this event, or was this you?
No, I was doing it then. Like
you said, this doesn't look right. He's kind of. I don't want to be responsible for breaking up a marriage, especially with 2 children. Is that kind of the gist I'm getting here?
I didn't think it didn't look right. I mean, I think he was legitimately sleeping in the basement, and I didn't think that these two were. I mean, I think it was like, hey, we're both stuck in this house for now. We got to sell this in the meantime.
That was not happening, by the way. No, he may have had a bed in the basement, but again, they were not having. They may have been having some issues, but not to the effect, like not to the point where he's saying it. And a lot of times, happy guys in happy marriages don't step out like this. Chris Watts had found a very refreshing young chick that didn't have any kids, and he got a taste of a different life, and he liked it, and she was attentive to him, and this is what a lot of married women don't understand, and maybe they don't care, but she's giving him all this attention, she's giving him all this sex, she's giving him all this validation, she's stroking his ego, and the opposite is happening in Chris Watts' marriage, because you learn about that his wife didn't seem to respect him very much, and he didn't seem to get much validation, and so this Nicole girl is the total inverse of what his wife is.
You live here, I live here, we sleep in different rooms, take care of the kids. That's just like kind of how I took that.
Those are lies, though.
And no, I didn't think it didn't look right. I just thought it just seemed like he had so much going on, and it was just beautiful that I was like, why don't you just try this out, and see if you can fix it. And he'd always be like, well, what about us? What about us? I'm like, don't worry about us. Like, that was more important. Like, try to see if you can salvage whatever it is that you have going on with your wife. And I always.
I mean, listen to that, though. Listen to that beta male. What about us? What about us? And this is the thing, guys. As a plan, you as a man need to know what the hell we are. What the hell's going on? What about us? What about us? No, what the answer is stay out of my marriage. I'm handling it, and whatever. You have to make a call. As the man, you have to make the call. Don't ask what about us. About you're gonna, you're gonna continue on with the relationship with her, whatever, or do whatever. But you don't ask the woman what about us. She should be asking you what about us. And we just learned yesterday anxiety. Women want to feel anxiety. They don't want That's very feminine. Very feminine. Who's leading when he's asking what about us? Don't worry, a woman will be telling you what about us. If the woman's banging you, you're good.
Those kids, like, always. And so, I was like, be the dad that you want to be. I was like, and see if you can make it work. And he just, we kind of talked about it off and on for a few weeks, and I was just kind of like, I don't know. I think I was kind of cold feet about it after I went over his house. And so this was pretty early on. And then he told me that he went to North Carolina, and he was like, I'm gonna talk to her when I'm in North Carolina and see if I can get her to do this, to try to rekindle the flame.
Okay, so try to salvage his relationship as you've been asking him.
Yes, and then if he
when did
decided,
you go to North Carolina?
I think
He's a liar. He's such a liar.
Last week of July.
He is such a scamming liar.
So I mean, this was a couple weeks that I was just kind of trying to push him to do that.
Let's pause at North Carolina, and we'll come back to that real quick. I want you to read this. If you don't understand what it means, then ask me the question.
This is the phone. They're asking for her to voluntarily hand over her phone, and they want to dump her text messages. Now, I think she's gonna balk on the dirty messages. So this is the learning point of women do like sexual stuff, and they are very raunchy in their texts. And every woman, a good woman, whatever, they have nasty stuff on their phone. A lot of times they try to shame men. You guys are perverts. Yeah, trust. Watch what she says about her phone. I think that happens here. I'm not sure.
You have the right not to let me look at your phone. I'm asking to look at your phone for the purposes we previously discussed, for the text messages and your phone log, and
There could be and her dad sitting right there.
That information is only relative to this investigation. I'm not looking at anything else except for the conversations between you and Chris Watts, and the phone data between you and Chris Watts for phone calls, for times and dates for those phone calls. And then the content of the text messages that are there. And we'll write that
Inevitably, you're gonna
specifically down here.
get-
Understand
Just
that
don't want anybody to get some of those texts.
There, hold up, let's go back.
And they're just
Between you and
Let's
Chris?
go back. Let's go back. What did she just say? This is, see, look at that.
is only
Our
relative
hold
to-
on. Our girls sexual? Was our girls, pervs? Can they be pervs too? Can they send D pics? They don't send D pics. I'm just saying, titty, dude. Yeah. Dad sitting right there. Let's go over that one more time.
I'm not looking at anything else except for the conversations between you and Chris Watts, and the phone data between you and Chris Watts for phone calls, for times and dates for those phone calls, and then the content of the text messages that are there. And we'll write that specifically down here. Understand
Just
that
don't want anybody to get some of those texts. Like, they have nothing to do with this case, and they're just like,
between you and Chris,
yes, they're just
Raunchy.
So just tell me what you're.
they're just kind of raunchy.
Okay.
I just said. They're raunchy. They're raunchy. Girls like to be raunchy. Okay, don't believe this non-sexual name. When a woman likes you, she raunchy. Loving it. Come on, guys. Women are sexual creatures, and we love them for it. I just cut the BS, ladies.
Everybody's an adult.
This is the private side. Look at him try to clean it up.
We're getting to here is.
And she shouldn't be
things about his
ashamed, but
children, things about his wife. The questioning of, did he ever, has he ever said something to you that might indicate, maybe not then, but now, that there was something like this in his mind? Or you know what we're looking for. I don't need to come out and tell you that. I understand the embarrassment of particular photos or potential sexual types of conversations you may have had with this.
I like the way.
It's not relative
Spank
to
that
any
ass, lady.
investigation. We don't care. Okay, you're an adult. I'm an adult. Everybody in this room, even your dad, and I give it to you for saying that stuff in front of your dad.
Yeah, baby. I know that's what I said.
So that's not what we're after. We're after the information that.
But we're gonna
corroborates
see
things
your
that you told
tits.
us,
We're gonna
and
see your
also
booty.
that
We're gonna
corroborates or,
know how good you sucked his D.
may tend to prove that things that Chris told us were a lie. You understand that? And
Women are hoes for men they want to be hoes for, and we love them for them. This is just, this is the private face. This is why I do these.
going a little bit far.
We don't have the public. Oh, I need 20 dates. I'm celibate. I know that. Yeah, no, we like women like this. We like lovers.
Tell people that, but because of your reservations, that's what I'm looking for. If I can disprove something he's told me by a phone records don't lie. People do. Okay? So if I can disprove something.
And by the way, always say less than necessary. Bro, she's going to give you the damn thing. Shut up.
That may be important, that's what I need it for. I'm not saying I can. Has it happened before? Absolutely. Is it critical in cases that I've worked in the past? Yes. So that's why I want it. Okay?
And I want to see your boot. And I want to see your
You
boot.
don't have to give it to me. You can tell me I don't want you to have it. Go
She's
get a
giving
warrant.
it to you. Come on, shut up.
I'm not even going to tell you if I go get a warrant, try to get a warrant right now. I'm just asking for you to consent. And again, we can write right here what you're willing to give me, which is the text messages.
That's what she doesn't
and
want to
the
give
phone
you.
call. And unfortunately, again,
That's for the naked
attachments
cut.
on some of those text messages, and I'll write it on there, and then you'll just sign it. Okay? Do you understand the questions there? Do you have questions about any of the things that it says? You understand you don't have to do this. You're doing it of your own free will. And I know you're tired, so if you want to let your dad read it too, that's a good idea.
Can you fill it out before I sign it?
Yep. And just you read it. If you have any questions, then we'll put on there what we're after.
I'm going to go a little bit.
More it takes, the less sure that they are of situations. But on the other end, I think if you do just that only,
You tell me what you're willing to provide to me, and we'll
is that
write it
good
in.
enough?
I just want like our text conversation and then I guess our phone call records.
So I'm going to put.
So the time and date of the phone call records and then our text message.
Could we get photos of him?
Huh?
Could we get photos of him?
Off of
Would you
that.
mind if we got his photos that he sent to you?
Oh, well, that'll be in that text message thing.
So all his photos were sent. There was no apps or anything else used
No,
that you
no,
guys
no,
were
no,
sending.
no,
It was
no.
all just text messages.
Yeah,
Okay. So it'd be an attachment to a text that he sent you.
pretty much.
But
Everything is in the text and the phone call records,
so
like all of it.
because we don't have it on tape, we discussed prior to turning the tape on Tuesday, which would have been the 14th of August. You had read some newspaper articles on the 13th and the 14th that regarded this case. You had also had a conversation with Chris at some point during the day on Monday. And on Tuesday, because of what you found, specifically what you said was, and I don't let me put words in your mouth, but you found out that his wife was pregnant.
Yes.
And you did not know that prior. And you found that out via the newspaper articles, and that caught.
All right, we're gonna cut it right here. But anyway, we'll do a part 3. But these are gems. I mean, that last part, that you know. Anyway, see you on the next one.